Jeez.
Huh?
Oh?
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh! We are now reacting to the title track of NCT Dream's third album, ISTJ. The concept of the song is based on the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, asking if they've heard of MBTI. Have you heard of MBTI before?
I've heard of it.
You know what it is?
It's 4 sort of axes of personality that I think one time I took one and I don't remember what the results were.
Okay. I stands for introverted, E is for extroverted, you know the difference between those two. Then S is sensing, N is intuitive. T is thinking, F is feeling, J is judging, P is perceiving. I'm ENFJ.
I think I'm ENFJ.
INTP.
ENFP. INFP. I'm an ENTJ.
I'm an ENFP.
I'm an ENFP too. I'm an INFJ.
I'm an ENFJ.
I know that this past summer, like the Myers-Briggs test suddenly blew up in Korea.
Oh.
In this song, NCT Dream plays the roles of an ENFP who has fallen in love with an ISTJ. The member Renjun explained that since they're opposites and are so different, they wonder why they're attracted to each other and why they love each other. The song is composed by Kenzie, Ronnie Svensson, Adrian Thesson, and Judith Stolkvik, and Bobby Lewis.
I'm interested to hear how they play with musically with like contrasting things coming together.
This video is brought to you by you, our YouTube members and supporters on Patreon. Patreon and YouTube memberships are how viewers like you can support us and also gain access to exclusive content, like extra reactions to both old and new K-pop songs, early access to every React to the K video, and a weekly podcast.
Shout out of a certain lyric. This type of song that's sort of like a brag, like I'm awesome type of song, usually is like go hard, go in, like go, go, go. But this says you're tap, tap, tapping, like you're saying go, go, go. But I've got a good hand, I'm gonna hold, and I'll win.
If you want to become a patron or YouTube member to help our channel grow and to access over 1,000 exclusive videos, check out the description of this video for how to join. Thank you to all of you who already support us. We really couldn't do this without you. And now, back to the video.
Am I? ISTJ. There's a clown.
This is wacky. MBTI world. Okay, what in the Back to the Future is happening right now? What in the Marty McFly?
Okay, that's wild. What the heck?
Wow, that's already a really great beat.
Immediately fun.
Oh. So interesting.
Whoa. That bass wobble sounds so cool.
We're keeping the 16th notes running in the background,
Yeah.
which kind of ties
Yeah.
it together, even though it's a style change.
I like that bass.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice voice too.
Woo!
Yo!
That bass hits so hard.
Damn! Textures.
Oh,
I love that close vocal
give me
harmony.
that, yeah.
Give me the NCT special.
Okay.
Let's get down. Flat 2. Richie.
That beat switch was nice. I want to come back to that.
Hot like soup.
Keeping up the energy really well.
I like this guy's voice. Very smooth.
So pretty.
It's like coffee creamer.
Whoa.
I really like the big vocal harmonies here. Like, this is a nice contrast because it hasn't been that sort of song.
I'm so glad they don't do like a modal mixture 1. They could have so easily went to E major.
Jeez.
Huh?
Oh?
Oh! Yeah.
That was nice.
Okay, halftime.
Came out of nowhere, but I liked it a lot.
Ooh.
That
so
fits with
cool.
like this whole concept.
It's like an Espa type tempo change. Like it feels like the shift in next level.
Straight to that. Oh, nice. That soul vibe. Like,
That's awesome. And the sparkly freckles are back. Back to the other feel.
Okay.
They always nail the vocals on top.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that chord. What is it?
Someone can belt stupid high.
Yeah.
That's hard. I can't even belt that.
Huh?
Ooh. Such an abrupt ending, but I love it.
B.
Yeah, I see why they like it.
It's off B.
That was so much information.
Yeah, that was
so fun, but it was so much.
I did really like it. There was some cool like chord choices. It felt like when I first like came onto the channel, and then there was that first phase where you showed us like the bread and butter, the like essential songs. Then you showed us like the first out there songs. I remember just those first songs that made me realize that K-pop can use these like weird chords. It reminded me of the harmonic language of those songs.
I like this song a lot. Like I would just like be vibing too.
Yeah, the sonic, like it's insane.
Yeah, it's really cool.
That thing. It's like very tasteful. It's like a fried rice, and then you sprinkle the green onions.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a must.
Yeah, the perfection. Yeah.
The only thing that I can remember in my brain is all the chromatic lines, like that were constantly running throughout the entire track, and the let's get down. Like those are the two immediate things that popped into my head. That's what stuck with me.
It had a good motif. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, I like the rhythm. It's like ticka 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 ticka.
You hear that like ascending, like melodic line in the back.
yeah, like that. It sounds like a flexitone.
That is a great bass sound.
Yeah.
It sounds kind of stringy, or stringy. It sounds like a string instrument.
Yeah, like kind of buzzy.
Like at the bottom of the bass.
Yeah.
Like when you get that like gritty sound.
Also like the beginning with that. Also reminds me a little bit of the go.
Oh!
Yeah, like the intro. It's not as much textury stuff as that, but like major third, Phrygian second, we hear a lot, but like that way of going into it at the beginning made me think a little bit of Go.
What'd you guys like about that pre-chorus?
It's just like slow singing, like I'm so.
It's very like synthy.
Boy.
It's very wub wub wubby, and I think it's really cute. That's just a sound I enjoy. I like when things are
Wub wub wubby, is that what you said?
I love it when it goes a little bit wub wub wubby.
Don't we all love a bit of wub wub wubby? I like the dramaticness, the dramaticism of it all. Like it's like.
It's very suave.
It's like
suave.
Like why can't I be with you? Like I'm just an emotional boy.
Nice rhythmic change in the vocals, and it's a change in the instrumental. Fun bass part going. Ooh.
I can't get over that bass line.
What is that? Da 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 da.
Oh yeah. Is that right?
What is that chord? There is an F in there. So it kind of goes from like minor 5 into like a flat 2 sort of.
Oh, it's just stacked thirds?
Yes. But because before it's like, it's so stark, that contrast is pretty spicy. And that.
Cool. That
Yeah.
is a really close harmony. They're just stacked thirds. It's not very open.
And I like the Schenkerian, the stepwise nature of the da, ti, ti, you know, da, da, So it's almost like because there's that contour, whatever chord you use for the third note, it would make some sort of sense because we know
Has a
where
sense
the
of
melody
direction.
was going.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like spicy in a very mellow way because there's no chords here. This is just drone. And then glamorous, dangerous. Yeah, it's Neapolitan.
Whoa!
That's really nice. And you could barely like, if you're not looking for interesting chords, it slides right past.
What does that section feel like to you? What colors? What vibe?
It's kind of wide. Yeah, because they use like all minor 9, minor 11 chords.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Just a lot of notes.
Right, and then minor 9, minor 11s like artists like will sound pretty wide and like spacious.
Ah!
No!
Sing it, Leon!
I really liked in the middle, like the middle of the chorus, or like towards the end of the chorus. Little Phrygian action.
Wow.
What does that add to the post-chorus?
Spice.
Spice. What kind of spice?
So you would expect.
If it stayed in the key, right?
Yeah, if it stayed in the key, and then it's kind of boring, you know? So that's why you mode it up a little bit.
So that's why like there's such a giant color change. Not only range change to
Yeah.
something lower, but also just introducing the darkness of the Phrygian.
Yeah, well also like it's coming out of this very like warm 30 harmony, 30 tertian harmony. I forgot the actual word there. And then it's very much just like straight like bass note and melody and like not fully harmonized and just like, but like there's an intensity to Phrygian that still keeps that. And then like I think there's probably still some chromatic stuff happening around.
Yeah.
But like it's very much just like lines instead of like warm chords.
Cool. I got it. And E3. And E3. Yeah, that beat switch I'm quite a big fan of. It's more simple, like it's just to then like it's a more subtle drum groove almost. The rhythm doesn't change that much, but I guess just the way that it's accentuated by the drum.
I love the amount of just energy. Like it's fun when something can be like an overwhelming amount of stuff, but it's also clear enough that it feels like you could come to pay attention to all of it. Like, and that's difficult. Like there's only so much space in the frequency spectrums. If you played 2 songs at once, it wouldn't be like, wow, this is twice as much fun stuff happening. It would probably just sound like mud unless you picked 2 songs that would like specifically go together, because like everything would just be obscuring each other. But like, I feel like they're leveraging the production focus of NCT to keep lots of things clear. So like, it's a lot, but it can still be kind of parsed and separated out.
It was just very poppy. It was very exciting the entire time, and then they went somewhere new with it. The soul section in the middle was nice. I actually did like that a lot. Yeah, it's probably my favorite.
When the tempo change happened, my very first thought was, come on, we did not need this. We didn't, really? But like, if looking back, maybe they added it in to be the more ISTJ section where everything else was ENFP.
It reminded me of like, oh, like a total different character. This is like the one side of like one character, personality. That was like such a contrast. So I thought that was like really cool because that really fit with like what I was trying to understand from the lyrics and the concept of the song.
Yeah.
And the transition was cool. It wasn't like the most mind-blowing, but
Right.
like it was still.
I think it still fits. It still has the same atmosphere. It's not a completely separate atmosphere. It's just a separate entity within that atmosphere that they're like accentuating. Like those little sparkle high, like bubble noise sort of like whooshy synth sounds are in the rest of it. It's just like it takes out a bunch of other stuff and changes the feel, and it's less percussion-y, less like, you know, sharp, and it feels like it's okay to be in there.
I thought it was like the harmonies weren't different at all from like the first one. Like you have a little bit more of like chromaticism in like the first theme, but you have these like softer moments within the more angular sections. You have these like major 7 sounds. You have these out of time moments. It's very cute. I thought conceptually these two like attractions, I thought that was super cute with how they do it. I think it's super clever.
And this is actually a classic just beat switch. The tempo changes, the groove changes, and in this scenario, it's not as sudden as some beat switches are. Like when I think beat switch, I think like there's a song called Institutionalized by Kendrick Lamar that has one right at the beginning. It goes from one vibe to a completely different vibe out of nowhere, and it's done very tastefully. This is equally tasteful, but it does it a little bit differently by kind of foreshadowing what's about to come with like this drum groove, or this drum fill, which a fill is just kind of a lead-in to another either repetition or new section, and it's just like doom da 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 da. It adds a little bit of swing to it, and then you get into the next section. It doesn't feel as jarring as maybe how it could feel if they didn't have that in there.
I liked the bridge, the little genre mesh, the mix up, the straight.
Ooh. What'd you like and what'd you not like?
I liked the feel, the change of the feel. It's just like super chilled out, which is like, it sounds like Dream.
And then they changed tempo.
Yeah, and they changed tempo. Like they just slowed it down, which was really cool.
I have a very simple reason, and I just don't like my flow being killed, I guess, which I think in terms of production, there's still a lot of integrity, and I think it's all well done, interesting ideas, but I think it would fit better in a different song, personally. And I prefer having a groove that I can stay with.
But I kind of like that form, because it's like, you know when you write like an argumentative essay, like you insert that little counter argument paragraph, or like section, right? So I think that's what they're doing here. They're just inserting a little bit of like the complete mirror opposite. Which is really cool because you want them to showcase like, okay, let's look at this from a different perspective. All right, let's see what she thinks about me.
I feel like this song is one that's definitely a little bit more vocally challenging. I feel like they get to show off a lot of their chops just, of course, like we know from their past title tracks that they have range, that they're able to carry off unique rhythms. But this one I just feel like combines everything and is so blatantly impressive. Like I finished listening to this and I'm like, wow, those were some amazing vocals.
I do really like the tight vocal harmonies. That's always a specialty of NCT that I always look forward to. It's just, it's so well balanced to the point where I can never pick it out. I'm like,
this is a great
man, that's just a nice hit.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's like very treble voice.
Sounds like almost like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I was gonna say, give it Michael Jackson. Yeah.
Ooh, that guy with the like light hair with the ponytail, very pretty.
Look at his little glove.
Yeah.
That was adorable. That, I gotta see that again.
Heart.
That was so cute. He was like, look.
Oh, that is a very sweet face.
He's like, please let me.
I like this guy.
He's like,
And then when it came to vocals, was there a singer who stood out to you or a part specifically?
I like the guy who had the ponytail.
Yeah, his voice was so smooth. I appreciate how they all have really different timbres for their voice. Like, I don't know their names, but like I can tell which one is singing, you know?
Yeah, it makes the harmony sound really colorful.
Yeah.
What? Sorry, wait. I've never heard Mark sing before.
It like moves over a single beat. That's wild.
Yeah, groovy.
Unless you picked two songs that would like specifically go together.